Hey everyone, today I'll be going over what it's like to actually use Wirex, a platform that sits somewhere between a crypto wallet and an online banking alternative. I've been testing it for a while now, and in this video I'll walk you through what it does well, what feels a bit overcomplicated, and whether it makes sense as something you'd actually use day to day. So getting set up on Wirex was not bad at all. I verified my ID, did the quick face scan thing, and I was in. Took maybe 5 minutes total. It felt more like signing up for a banking app than anything crypto related, which I think is kind of the point. I started moving over some dollars with a regular bank transfer, no fees, pretty quick. Then I tested it with USDC from a different wallet, just to see how that'd go. It landed in my account a few minutes later, no issues. And yeah, you can top it off with a debit or credit card if you want it instantly, though depending on where you live, that might come with a small charge. But what's nice is that none of this felt technical. You're just adding money, whether it's crypto or regular cash, and it's all in one place, ready to go. Now, I started off with the virtual card, which shows up in the app right away. Used it for a few online orders, and yeah, it works like a normal debit card. Then I ordered the physical one, and once that arrived, I tested it in person. Ship, tap to pay, no issues. I even tried a few international purchases, and because there's no foreign transaction fee, the total was exactly what I expected. And the cool thing is you can link the card to whatever balance you want. Dollars, euros, Bitcoin, stablecoins, whatever. If you got it set to crypto, Wirex just converts the amount at checkout. I tried it out at a coffee shop, paid with Bitcoin, and it processed like any other card. The only heads up is that if you're spending from crypto, there could be tax implications depending on where you live, so it's worth thinking about which balance you're pulling from before you swipe. But aside from that, no problems whatsoever. And one of the more interesting parts of Wirex is the rewards. Every time you use the card, you earn a bit of crypto back. They call it crypto back. And it shows up in WXT, which is their own token. I was on the free plan, so I got about 1% back. Nothing massive, but it's automatic and it shows up fast. Now, if you go for one of the paid tiers, the cashback goes even higher. Premium gives you 3% and Elite goes up to 8%, but those require you to lock in a chunk of WXT for 6 months. Personally, I stuck with the free tier. 1% on top of no foreign fees was already solid. And if you're already thinking of trying out Wirex, there's a link in the description and down in the comments, and we usually have some promos or extras there that y'all won't find on their website, so feel free to check that one out. Now, they've also got something called X accounts, which are basically savings accounts that pay interest either in kind or in WXT. I tested it with some USDC and got my first payout a few days later. You can go flexible or lock in for better rates, and the interest is automatic. It just goes up in the background while you go about your day. Then inside the app, you've got a bunch of different wallets you can move between. I had US dollars, euros, Bitcoin, Ethereum, a couple stablecoins. It's a big list, and switching between them is quick. You just pick the currencies, hit exchange, and it shows you the rate before you confirm. And the rates come from outside sources, not just made up by Wirex, so it's not always the very best rates on the market, but it is fair and they show everything up front. I moved between some stablecoins and euros a few times just to test it, and the swaps went through quickly. It's a clean way to convert without needing a full exchange. Now, security-wise, Wirex feels like it's doing things by the book. 2-factor login, biometric unlock, and you can freeze your card right from the app. I tried that before a trip just to test it, and it worked exactly as expected. They also keep most of their crypto offline, which is standard to avoid getting hacked, and they've got insurance on those assets in custody. Now, it's not government-backed like FDIC or anything like that, so I wouldn't treat it exactly like a regular bank, but for what it is, it felt secure enough that I didn't mind holding my money there. You also get alerts for every transaction, and the card controls are instant, which is really all I needed for peace of mind. Now, if you want to dig deeper, there are some advanced features that are tucked into the app. There's Multiply, which lets you borrow against your crypto to try and take bigger positions. Basically a leverage tool. I didn't use this much, it's more risky stuff, but it's there if you want to. Then there's Duo, which is more of a structured yield product. You pick a pair of cryptos, lock that in for a set time, and get a return based on how the price moves. I ran a little test just to see how it worked. Easy enough to use, but again, not something I'd touch unless you really understand the risk. The one I actually liked was Wirex Credit. It lets you borrow against your crypto and spend that money without selling it. I did it with USDC, got a loan in euros, and used the card like normal. I didn't have to sell anything or take a tax hit. Now, pricing-wise, Wirex has a few plans, but the good news is that the base plan is completely free. That's the one that I use the most. No monthly fees, 1% cash back, and free transfers in and out. If you're in the US, you also get up to $250 in ATM withdrawals each month, which covered most of what what I needed. And like I said, you can upgrade to Premium or Elite for more perks, like higher cashback or travel benefits, but to really unlock those, you'll need to lock in that chunk of WXT. So it's not something I do unless you're spending a lot or really going deep into the ecosystem. For most people, the free plan already gets you the key stuff: a usable card, crypto rewards, international spending, and access to savings if you want it. So overall, I'd say Wirex is one of the more practical ways to blend crypto and regular spending without overthinking it. The card works well, the app is smooth, and for casual use, especially on the free plan, it doesn't feel like there's much of a downside at all. And if Wirex sounds like it might also fit how you manage your money, there's that affiliate link down below in the description, and that'll get you access to any current promos or reward boosts that they're offering. Plus, we usually can get you a little something good on top, and it helps support the channel as well. Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, just reach out using the email in the description below. Now, hopefully you found this helpful, and if so, please leave a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments. I do my best to answer as many as I can. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.